Hello, welcome to Chapter 3. In light of current events over the past 5 years, this chapter becomes extremely important in our understanding of the issues related to race through a sociological lens. We will be reviewing such topics as ethnocentrism, racism, institutional and individual discrimination, and segregation. How did the events of Ferguson and other cities bring to the forefront the current racial issues? Did they just reappear, or have they been under the surface, simmering throughout the years? What are some of the initial civil rights acts? Are some other topics that we will look at. Why did they not make a difference in everyday life to how we treat and view people of all races? Is there a difference between having the laws or the passing of civil rights amendments and the emotional aspect of racism or any other type of prejudice leading to discrimination of a group of people? When we look at the emotional aspect, that becomes so important. Do you believe that we can pass all the laws and civil rights acts possible and there still be discrimination and prejudice existing, not only here in the United States, but globally? You know, having grown up during the 1950s and 60s, I grew up watching the nightly news and observing peaceful protest marches and seeing law enforcement release full force water from the fire hoses and the release of police dogs from from local people and directed toward the marchers. And I remember wondering why. Why is skin color so important? What is the difference? When we look at the historical perspective of racism, what is the foundation? What is the root of it? Where did racism come from? Is it biological? Is it a social construction of society? What are some of the theories that is prevalent within the sociological field of study today? One aspect, one theory that is not really discussed in the book is the critical race theory, which is extremely important. And also another book, The Declining Significance of Race, in the belief that social class is more important today. So you might look up those two particular concepts and incorporate those within your discussions. Why are the Chinese and Irish, why were they viewed differently? Did you know that the first Civil Rights Immigration Act was passed related to the Chinese upon the completion of the railroad being built. Congress decided that they did not want any more Chinese immigrants let into the country, so they passed an act with a quota. Another interesting fact, as of 2016, according to Rothstein, who published an article related to Ferguson, he stated in this article that St. Louis, Missouri ranks 7th in the nation of all cities as a leader in segregation. So in other words, St. Louis, Missouri ranks number 7th in the nation for being a segregated city. 7th in the nation. That's pretty scary in today's age. Once again, a final reflection, a question that I will ask at the end of each chapter. Are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? Doing nothing means that you remain and you are part of the problem. Stop and think about it. What can you do as an individual in dealing with these social issues and social problems? What are the root causes? And how can we, as individuals, bring about a change within the society that we live within? Okay, let's get started. Please read Chapter 3 and answer the discussion questions. See you in the virtual classroom.